strong.
Hello everyone, it's David again, and I am here to spread the good word of J. Michael Straczynski. Now, I'm sure you're saying, what the heck are you talking about? Well, until 2023 rolls around, what I thought I would do is start going through like the actors, the directors, story writers, all the people that had played either big or minor roles in the creation of Babylon 5. And so, if you guys have ideas of who you would like to see, please put it in the comment section. I am taking information that is freely available on the internet. I will not be using any information from Joe Michael Straczynski's Patreon account. If you guys would like a good source of information for everything Babylon 5, Sense8, Jericho, any of the things that Joe Michael Straczynski, JMS, has had his hand in, go ahead and look up his Patreon account. He has rates from as little as $2 a month. If you're a writer, he has a level at $100 a month. He posts things like actual scripts that have gone to production. And as well as like first copies of scripts, changes to scripts, all kinds of information that you could ever want in learning how to bring your ideas to either the silver screen or the little screen, or to comic book writing. Okay, just tons of information. What he's also working on commentaries for Babylon 5 for kind of like what I do, except for he goes through the whole show, and of course he's bringing you information from the actual writer, creator, and producer of most of Babylon 5. So just a treasure trove of information for not a lot of money, as well as some of the works of Harlan Ellison, who is a prolific American writer of science fiction. J. Michael Straczynski is the executor of his estate and has set up a what is that called, where they're not taxed very much, like hospitals and stuff like that. Anyway, I can't think of it, but it's basically he's got now something that will legally protect the works of Harlan Ellison, and so JMS can hopefully bring some of his other projects to fruition that way. So, who is JMS? Behind the scenes of Babylon 5, he is Joseph Michael Straczynski. Born July 17, 1954, he is 67 as of the writing or the recording of this video. He is Catholic of Polish ancestry. A little bit kind of like my family, except for we're Lutherans and we're in a slightly different region that is back then the Russian Empire. Some of his family fled the coming Russian Revolution, which is exactly what drove my grandfather to leave, because he was not impressed with the communists. And this is back in 1905. He had the foresight to see they were up to no good, and he wanted no part of it. And so he packed up everything in his hope chest that my oldest sister has a hold of, and he skedaddled to the United States. Maybe even on the same ship, who knows. At any rate, graduate of San Diego State University. He has a BA Bachelor of Arts with a double major in psychology and sociology, with minors in philosophy and literature. So I can tell you right now, the guy was a prolific writer. Anybody who's got that many degrees in things that essentially thrive on making you write papers. I remember doing my psych and sociology classes for nursing school, and just big long papers. I had one class that it was like a 20-page paper. No, it was a 5-page paper, and then a 20 to 40-page paper, which actually, the 20 to 40-page paper is actually not that hard. trying to condense everything down to 5 pages is actually much more challenging than the 20 to 40 pager was. At any rate, he married Catherine Drennan in 1983. They separated in 1999 and sadly divorced in 2001. He then started dating Patricia Tallman, aka Lita Alexander, whom he had met on the set of Babylon 5, of course. And they separated partnership as well as business-wise in 2013. So to say that J. Michael Straczynski is a prolific writer would be the understatement of the century. Just some of the TV that he wrote besides Babylon 5, some of these actually really shocked me that he was involved in. I just had no idea he was involved in these things. He-Man, She-Ra, The Twilight Zone, that I can see, and Murder, She Wrote. So, just incredible. And he's also a filmmaker, and comic book writer. He also wrote for Jeremiah from 2002 to 2004, which is based on a plague has killed nearly everyone over 13, and society has to rebuild. So all of a sudden, the tweens now control everything. Oh, God help us all. Sense8, in 2015 to 2018, a group of 8 people telepathically linked from different walks of life and areas from around the world. So imagine waking up and having the emotions of a gay Spanish composer who's in the closet. Or you wake up and you're a truck driver in Kenya. Or you wake up and you're running around Mongolia 9 months pregnant, and you can feel and sense every single thing that's going on in that person's body. That would be a mind bender. And the Sense8s were a group of people, I guess, who could also sense, this sort of thing. He was a key writer and had a cameo in Marvel's Thor in 2011. He also did Underworld Awakening in 2012, and this one also really surprised me because I'm a big fan of it. Probably should have paid attention to the credits more, was World War Z in 2013. And he is also credited with being the first TV producer to engage fans on the internet. And I remember doing this, trying to get on at the same time he was. But I had this thing called a job, sadly enough, and I was not able to get on. But he was able to use the internet to basically gauge the feelings and change the show of Babylon 5. He was one of the first producers to take fan input off the internet and actually change aspects in the show of Babylon 5. And if you go to the Wikipedia page on Babylon 5 and the internet, you'll see a whole list of changes that happened because of people like you and me getting on there and making our opinions known. And if you see his Patreon page, it's very similar. He will be like, okay, here's a couple of shows that I haven't done commentary on yet. Which one do you guys want me to do first or next in line? Or, what kind of commentaries do you want me to do for these shows? So, very prolific writer, nonetheless to say. And by the way, the word I was looking for earlier in regards to Harlan Ellison is nonprofit. He set up a nonprofit that will safeguard the works of Harlan Ellison and hopefully bring some of his projects that have been on the back burner since, the 50s or 60s. It reminds me of a quote that is reported from Harlan Ellison to J. Michael Straczynski. And he said, basically, what do you want me to do with this new Babylon 5 show? And he basically said, don't write a bunch of shit. Okay. Harlan Ellison was known for being a very abrupt and abrasive person, and is also infamously known for getting into fisticuffs, and I mean literal fisticuffs, beating up a British author that he had issues with. So, at any rate, let me know who you guys want to see next, and I will take probably at least a week or two, so I will hopefully, now that I've fleshed this idea out, have something, more research behind the next person I might do. I probably will do Mira Furlan, aka Delenn, unless there's, an upground of support to, say, do Bruce Boxleitner or, Stephen Furst or any of the other characters. So pretty much nothing's off limit, and it's just going to be me researching and doing free commentary, kind of like the other things that I've done. Unless you guys have other input, please just put it in the comment section, and I will be happy to take your comments into consideration. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will see you next commentary.